start this recording as well. Okay, so hello and welcome to the Code Maven channel, whatever. We're going to talk about GitLab now. And please say hi if you're around, if you're a real person here. I would like to see who is there. Okay, hi. Hi Gabor. Hi everybody. Hi Rapt. The usernames, not just mine, are rather difficult to say. So if you would like to say your full name or write your full name, that's going to be probably easier to pronounce, then that would be nice. Anyway, thank you. Hi, nice to see you. Okay, so what are we going to do? Little background. I have a client that where we use Jenkins for not just for running CI, not just for running or standard build or whatever CI covers for you, but they also have. So this is like an automation team, let's say, and one of the ways they work is that they have various jobs, and then sometimes, and these various jobs are testing the real application. Alexei, okay. Okay, so nice, Alexei. Hi. So we have these jobs, and right now the way we have set it up is that we have a single Git repository. Actually, it's a Bitbucket. Doesn't really matter. It's all in-house, so it's none of them in the cloud. And then we have a Jenkins instance that. So there is one that monitors this Bitbucket and runs the CI job for our code, and this is just like the automation team. Okay, not the real code of the company. Well, not the production code, not the product of the company. And then we also have different jobs. For the Jenkins file for all of them is in the same single repository that we use for our purposes, and we have various shell scripts and Python programs and some Perl programs, various code that we are running from this Jenkins. And then sometimes they want to decide within a job which one. So some of these jobs run automatically, like a scheduled job, once a day, once an hour, sort of checking against some always enabled test environment that things are still working. Okay, and sometimes they want to run specific tests. So there is a test suite Jenkins job that runs various tests, and there are some tests that they don't want to run manually. Some of these tests because something is broken and now they want to figure it out, see how it works, or they're writing the test and they pushed it out to Git repository, and they would like to run it from Jenkins because sometimes things that work on their own computer doesn't work the same way on Jenkins. And now we are moving to GitLab, and that's where we would like to simulate the same things or have the same similar things. So I have this Git repository, GitLab repository on it's called gl-try, that I used with many commits just to play with GitLab. So there's nothing really interesting in there except of my experimentations with GitLab. So let's in this repository, or in every repository in GitLab, there is a file called gitlab.gitlab-ci.yaml, and that configures the CI/CD system, the pipelines. Okay, and I can also come here on the UI and see the pipelines that were they're executed in this job. Okay. And the last one was, 2 months ago. Okay, again, it's just stuff that I'm playing with. So I'm going to open this file, and what we see. Okay, so the last experiment that I did was seeing how can I include another file in the GitLab in the CI system. So this basically is it says that include from this project, which is the same project actually. This is the GL try project. Include this file, and the GitLab allows us to include from other projects as well. So I could have included from other projects, and that's one of our ideas actually for multiple jobs, to have just multiple Git repositories where the only thing maybe so for each job that will the same way as we had in Jenkins, but here we'll have for each one of them we might need to have its own Git repository, because well, GitLab is just not the same thing as Jenkins. It's not really set up for that. So we might need that, but we don't want to spread the code really, or source code, because all of these jobs, or many of these jobs, had common libraries. I don't know, the logging system, the whatnot, all kind of systems, and authentication systems through or the code that we are testing. So what we'll need is that we want to have all this code in one place, but we will have these GitLab CI files in these separate repositories, that maybe the only thing they will do is just include a project, include a file from some other project, and then we'll maintain all the files in a single project. Maybe that's the best thing to do. I'm not sure. So now if we edit this CI runner info, then this is what we have here. And the only thing it does is just prints out, executes these commands just to print out whatever we have there. So on that machine, okay, let's see what can I do. So now it's all pushed out and updated. Okay, let's just verify that. So it's git status. There's nothing here, and if I call git pull, then I can verify that everything is up to date. So if I go to GitLab, I think. So if I just push, okay, let's see this one. Okay, if I just echo Twitch. Okay, so just let me change something. Git add git commit -m update and git push. I guess I create this git add dot git commit and git push. I think I could have used -d here as well, and that it would add or something. So just one commit that will push out everything. In this case, it doesn't do anything, of course, because I've already pushed. But for now, it's gonna be enough because I'm just experimenting and I'm keep pushing out. So I just pushed out, so this is now running, and we'll have this update all the time. A little boring, doesn't really matter for now. So okay, so this is how I could run it, but can I run it again? So I could also run it here, right? So this ran executed, and I can also actually take a look at this, and this is the runner info. This is just the runner info is just the name of this job. And this is the output. It said Twitch here. It said all kind of printouts from those code. Just checking various I don't know programming languages if they are there. Doesn't really matter. Okay. What matters for me is this one for now. So I'm going to get rid of all the others because I'm not really interested in those. What I was interested, not this either, and not this either. The environment variables, that's actually interesting because I think I will be able to pass environment variables, and they are here. Okay, these are the environment variables. Maybe I will even yeah, it's okay for now. Okay, so I'm going to have those, and now let me run. If I go back here, I could just go to CI/CD. That's probably the easiest to get there. And I could run the pipeline here. Run pipeline. And I select the branch, and I can select variables, input variable key, Gabor testing, and then input variable value on Twitch. Okay, so let's see if, I think this way I can set a variable, and it will be probably an environment variable. I'm not sure. Okay. In general, I don't know if you are familiar with GitLab and the CI system of it, but no, that's okay. But I mean, you could put any code here, and that would just execute on every push. Okay, so now this is executing, and this is the output. Okay, so it's still doing something. In the meantime, I can just push this out. So for the next runs, we won't have all the other outputs, just the printf. Okay, so now this one has EFG Gabor. Okay, so whatever I put there, the environment variable is here. Okay, so it's not as easy as in Jenkins. Of course, in Jenkins I could just have on the main menu on the main UI I could have some selectors. Just a second. Apparently I forgot to close the door, so now I close it. So I won't bother other people at home. Okay, so in Jenkins, I could configure the Jenkins job and tell it these are the parameters, the names of the parameters, and sometimes if I can set the values, the potential values of a parameter. Here I'm not sure. Okay, but I can type in any variable and any value of it. So it's less user friendly, more flexible on the other hand. So okay, so I can type in that one. Okay, what I would like, let's try to say Git Lab CI required parameters. Okay, let's I don't know how, if I okay, so these are the predefined. That's not interesting. I don't know. I'm looking for something that way to say maybe that whenever I run it manually, the user has to fill out these fields. Okay, and let me just go back for a second here. So this was the job, I think, that I ran manually. Can I see it here that it executed manually? I don't see it here that it was ran manually. This, and then I think this was because of the push. So let me see. So this one doesn't have the Gabor because it was pushed out, and that's why it executed. And so let me just, okay, readme. Okay. Let me just write down here what I'm trying to do. So I'd like to get how to pass parameters to a CI job, how to, I can't type now, how to require parameters, how to and set default values, how to disable running a job when we push. So I would like, so there are the, I know how to schedule jobs, but let me see that. Can I set environment variables using in schedule jobs, and can I run different parts of the job based on some environment variables? Run different parts of a job based on environment variables. And so I'm working on this for two reasons. One of them is because the client needs it, and I would like to have it ready for the client, the idea or understanding. The other reason is that I'm going to update my slides with this, of course. So in case you are not familiar, if you go to the CodeMaven site, okay, and then you go to slides, and then you search here Git Lab, because that's what we are talking about. And then these are the slides that I have that I wrote for a presentation about GitLab. And I'm going to share it with you here in the chat in case you are interested. And I'm going to update these slides with my understanding, whether it's just the explanation of it or actual examples, maybe with screenshot and so on. So okay. So let's look at the schedules for now. So I can do the schedule. I can run schedule. I can set up schedules. New schedule. Provide a short description for this pipeline. Test 1. Okay, every day. Every week, cron job. Let's do cron syntax. I wonder how often can they run it. If I say these stars, will it okay, and will it work? And I can set variables. So it is the Gabor test input variable value 1. Okay, let's have this. Okay, so if I save this one, it is supposed to run every minute, right? What is this? Play. Okay, schedule pipeline. Schedule runs pipelines in the future repeatedly for some features. Okay. Okay, what I wanted to also see is how can I see the difference between. So I'm supposed to see here the job running. If I refresh every minute, right? And you won't see it, but I also supposed to get emails. No, I don't get emails. I'll probably get email if this failed. Oh, sorry. Refreshed the wrong window. Huh. I can stop this now. And here, what's going on? By the way, if you have questions, just ask the questions. Okay, if you have questions either with what I'm doing or with GitLab CI in general, I would be happy to try to answer you as well. Whenever I notice that you wrote, so just to remember. And hi to the new person who just arrived. I still haven't set up the notification for myself. I just noticed the number jumping, and it doesn't work, the schedules. Or maybe it's here. No. Oh, it says that it's running, right? Do I see the history of these? So I thought that I would expect here to see the results of the pipeline of the. Oh, okay, good. So I have no idea why it took so much. Maybe it was just me being impatient. So it executed. It says scheduled. It says also this is the latest. Good. If I get into it, I have this environment variable called Gabor. Okay, actually I can make an even better thing here. I can print and sort and grep Gabor. Okay, so I will just now will only yeah, but I also, that's not so, that was a good idea. So I will also only see it, but I also wanted to see here if there are, so there are GitLab, true GitLab features, GitLab email, GitLab user ID. Okay, all kind of, but this is public, so it should be okay. This is a public repository, so you can see it. GitLab username, that's all. Why is GitLab username added? Because I scheduled it. Who cares that I am the user? That's really interesting. Why do I have a GitLab username? So let's see that one. GitLab Environment Variables. Actually the other one, I guess. The predefined. So GitLab, what is this GitLab user login? The login username of the user who started the job. Okay, but the job was scheduled. So I configured the schedule, that's true, but the job was scheduled. That's interesting. Anyway, that's not what I really cared about. I wanted to see if there is a variable that says why is it running. So let's see. Okay, here it is. So the pipeline source. Let me enlarge this. I don't know how good is this for you. This is the pipeline. So it indicates how the pipeline was triggered. Okay, so this is the trigger. Okay, so I would like to see this one as well. So this is okay that I print out the Gabor, and I also would like to see echo this environment variable. Okay. What else am I interested in? I think this is the main reason. Okay, so the parameters that I'm going to use now, just my name for this, and why was it running, right? So the values could be push, web, schedule, API, external. Okay, good. So we have various things we can choose from. So let's see what's going on here. So it doesn't really schedule every minute. Okay, I guess GitLab schedule limit on gitlab.com. There might be some limitations there. Frequency. Change the no, that's not the advanced configuration. Free self-managed pipeline are not executed exactly on schedule because schedules are handled by a sidekick, which runs according to its interval. For example, only 2 pipelines are created per day if you set it. Okay, so I think because I set it to all stars, then it set it to 2 pipelines per day. Okay, so let's change this. What if I change the schedule to something like this? Okay, and I can see, I can't see now the variable. Not a problem, but interesting. Reveal value. Okay, so I can see. Hide value. Okay, don't see it. Okay, so now the schedule is different. Will this now execute it more frequently? That's supposed to be every 2 minutes. Right? So I have no idea why was it running that, but maybe it says every 5 minutes. You set the schedule to create, for example, only 2 pipelines are created per day. If okay, running manually to trigger pipeline schedule, manually click the play button. Okay. Pipelines accept this user who owns the schedule. Okay, so this is the why I saw my name. If the owner of pipeline schedule cannot create pipelines, the schedule stops creating new pipelines. Oh, okay. Okay, so I had something here about ownership. Schedules. Okay, what are these test cases? Okay, interesting. So owner, okay, that's just me. I guess I could so it says something about that one person can take ownership of this, but that's not really what I'm interested. What else was there? So nothing. I can turn it off. Okay, so I can activate, deactivate it. That's important. Okay. Let's see, what are these test cases? Search test cases. With test cases, you can define conditions for your project to meet in determining quality. You can group test cases using labels to learn about the future direction of this feature. Okay. I'm not sure what this means. And this is not running. Okay, so maybe it's going to every 5 minutes, or I don't know, we'll see. Okay, let's be patient with this now. And keep pushing, okay, out whatever. Okay, so that's one way to run it. Okay, pipeline schedules, predefined environment variables. Has a default set of predefined environment that can, okay. Okay, so yeah, I can echo it. Custom environment variables. Okay, when you need a specific custom environment, you can set it up in the UI, in the API, or directly in the, okay. So yeah, I know that we can also call it with the API, so run the system, run jobs via an API. So that was another thought, that if GitLab doesn't provide the features that we really need for this, we could build a UI with some HTML, and then behind it, that would give us the interface of selecting the values. It would be much nicer than what we had in Jenkins. Even I can build something nicer. And more flexible. And then it would call some API call, and that's how it would trigger the build or the job. So that could be one thing. And that can pass in environment variables or very any variables. Hi, new person. Please say hi. And then if you are interested, would like to know what I'm trying to do here, I can explain. But in general, I'm trying to set up. So CI is working, but I try to set up how to do things that Jenkins does, but with GitLab CI, like setting parameters and things like this. So, okay, GitLab conditional run, not conditional run, keyword reference in the okay. I don't remember. I don't know if I tried this. So in GitHub. In GitHub actions, I can control. They have this if syntax and right only. This is how it happens. So let's have this one. Okay, let's try this one. So we have another. Okay, let me get back to this one. This just includes the file. So whatever I put here in the other CI file, that's gonna be the one that happens. So let me put in another job here. Other job that has a script, which is we can do the same here. Same things. I just copied the whole thing, but this one will say to only run. Okay. Only. No, it's probably not variables that I have. Only. It's probably some condition. GitLab CI only keyword. Okay, so it probably only. Limit when jobs are created. Also variables, only refs, only Kubernetes, only variables, and only changes. That didn't help me. Rules, list of conditions to evaluate and determine selected attributes of a job. Only refs. Okay, so how does this only accept? So I can say only. Oh, here it is. Okay, so only variable, and this is the CI pipeline source. Too many dollars here. And can I just use equal? So it's a regex. Okay, and example just okay. The pipeline schedule runs for these except individual keys are logically joined by or. Okay. So let's start with this one. It only runs when it's push. Okay. Then I can add some more indentation here. So let me see. Go back here and go and see what were these values. Do you remember the values here? These were the values: push, web, schedule. Okay, so we can even use these ones just to make sure that we are really, really strict with our regular expression. So this is supposed to be that this runs both when I push and on schedule and on manual job, right? There's probably something like chat. Web, I guess this is the when I don't know when I run it manually. So this will only run if when I push this out. Okay, so let's push this out and see what's going on here. So this was scheduling. The schedule ran basically what? 5 minutes ago, 28 seconds ago. And this 3 minutes ago? Why would the schedule run 3 minutes, 8 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago? And why would be the order out of order? Not out of order, in incorrect order. Let me refresh this. 25 minutes ago, this was the scheduled one. 16, 11, 6. So apparently, like this is the most frequent the GitLab, at least in the cloud, allows me. I think probably the one that we have on site could be configured to run every minute, if that's what we wanted. But I'm not sure. Okay, I guess, okay, so now we know that, so this failed. Okay, why did it fail? I broke it. Oh, probably the job format is incorrect or something. Error job fail exit code. Why? He didn't like this format. Okay. So print env grep CI pipeline source. Okay, let's have this one. Maybe it's better. Okay. So it's running. There's some noise. Maybe an air condition of the neighbor running. Okay, so now this is running. Well, it's a good sign that it's running. It's still running. Not so good sign, because now it failed. Why did it fail? What is this problem? Runner job script only. Is this the problem? The other one looks... Is this the problem? I don't like it when it doesn't work. But it didn't print anything, but it was green, so that doesn't look like the problem. Job exit code, but it doesn't say why. Something else? No. That's really strange. So what am I doing wrong? No idea what's going on here. Tabs, spaces. Okay, I'm really getting lost here. As I understood, this would just run shell scripts, run through the shell one after the other. I can't do two pipelines? Strange. This is just like I broke GitLab. Nothing works. Did I? But no, this like executes this one. So this I didn't change it, right? Git rg. Oh no. I lost all my bursts. For some reason now it fails all over me. Wait, it maybe failed because this didn't have any value, so the exit code of this is non-zero. No, print env. Okay, echo, that's 0. Print env grep something. Echo, no, print env grep something. Echo dollar question mark. Oh my, okay, so the reason it failed is because I was grepping for my username, and my username for Gabor, and it didn't have any line, so the grep was just empty. Oh, I hate when I waste time like this. So I will just live with this print and sort, and I will just look for the values. Git add. Well, actually, let's just see that this worked before I get all happy. Yeah, now it passed. And the schedule also passed. That came just right on time. Okay, so now I can push out this version that is supposed to run if the pipeline, the CI pipeline source is push. Let's see what happens. So in this one, we're supposed to see, okay, in this one that we had here, we only had the runner info because we had only one. Okay, so now the one that I'm running, there's supposed to be 2 jobs. Okay, it says 2 jobs, the 2 jobs. And they both print out this stuff. So CI, what is the name of this? CI pipeline source, pipeline source, it's push. Okay, and the same thing with the other one. They both ran and are still running. Passed. Okay, they both passed. Everything looks nice. Okay, if I go to the pipelines now, I can run it manually. Run pipeline. I could type in some variable, but I don't really need this for. There was some text there. Okay, so it runs the runner info, but not the other one because of the condition, right? And the runner info says that once it prints out the value, that okay, let's put this here. The values, I can even copy these values. Parent, pipeline, trigger, or pipeline. Okay, so these are the values here. Just so we have here. And now it's called web. Okay, so when I run it from the web, it's called web. And what if I go to the schedule and run the schedule manually? Okay, it pretends to be a schedule. And in the meantime, it seems that the real scheduler also wanted to run. The time came for the scheduler to run, and but it's now waiting because this one is running. So now the other one is running. And I just forgot what I wanted to look for. So it just says schedule. Okay, so this is the three values that we had so far: the push, the web, and the schedule. We might be able to figure out the external one as well. Okay, so let me go back to the README file. So what can I do? So I can run the different part of the job based on an environment. Okay, very well. Now I could let's do another job. Okay. Only variables. Gabor job, and this will only runs, and if I use a variable that's not there at all, what will it say? I don't know. So what was the variable name? Do you remember? Here in the schedules. So it's called I have a job that runs, which is called Gabor test. And it says 1. So it says, let's say if the Gabor test is 1, and let's set this to, let's leave it this way in the comment section. So we'll have it for or this quotes whatever equal. I have no idea. Here it is. Okay, it says only variables something staging. Okay, so it says that should work as well. So here I also put here 1 and equal. So this only will run it. This is the Gabor 1 job. And I also have a, let me try to do a Gabor 2 job that will only run if the variable set to 2. And now we push this whole thing out. Okay. And I would also set up another job here, another schedule, new schedule that's called brilliantly called test2, and it has also a variable called Gabor test. Okay, remembered, and the value here is 2. It's active. It should also run like often. I don't know, let's put this way. Save pipeline schedule. And let's see what's going on now. So we have 2 scheduled jobs. Totally different things. Okay. Test 1, test 2. They both should run, but like I could just run them. 1, 2. Whatever happened here. Maybe it tried to run it itself. while I was trying to press the button. Okay, so what now? Running. Why is it running so many scheduled jobs? I don't know. Because I clicked on them. They all passed. So what is this? It runs Gabor job 1. And it's Gabor test 1. It also executed the runner info. I can now actually even better to make everything nice. So this is always run. Let's call it a job that always runs. Okay, I can get rid of all this. I don't really need this. I can clean it up so I can use this for the slide. So this always run. This job is runs on push. Okay, so this will only run on push. This will, it's Gabor 1, okay, and this is the Gabor 2, and well, maybe we can rename this so it won't be Gabor, it will be much more something. Let's say type 1 job and test type. Let's just clean it up and type 2 job, and this could be test type, maybe not numbers, type, okay. Let's go then web tests and database tests, and let's put here web and let's put here database. Okay, so just to have some names, and now I can push these out, and this is called test type now. So let's change the schedule, and let's call it test web tests, and here we can have that one as well, but we have the test type, and it says web. Okay, so I'm just running the one kind of test, and this is the other one, which is the DB test. So we'll have, let's say, 2 test types, DB database test. Okay, let's assume that's what we have, and then test type and database, right? That's what I wanted here. Okay. So it will run sometime. Let me just go over the ones I had earlier. So we had So now they were both scheduled suddenly. And this is the push. So when I pushed it out, the always run and runs on push. These were the two that were executed, but not those two. Okay, so it's nice because we can have the CI system here. Okay, and this can be, I don't know what, maybe we don't need, but it's like this one should always run on everything, and this runs only on push, and then because this was pushed. And now if I look at this, then I see that this one runs on always runs and the web test. And this one will say the other one, the database test. Always runs and the database test. Okay, so that's nice. So I managed to have jobs. The problem here, I'm not really happy with this actually, but I managed to do what I wanted with this. But yeah, just imagine that these jobs will run, and then people will look at the results, and they will be intermixed. So you won't. So this will fail. Let's say the web test will fail and the database will pass, but you don't see here. You don't see what happened, okay? You don't see which test passed, and so we saw that this passed and this failed, let's say, but you don't know that this is the web test and this is we just only see this one. So probably it's better to have separate CI, separate repositories, and then they can include the same file, just as I include here, and then our code is everything is in the same place. We don't have to deal with the others; they are just there, okay? And we don't even care about. You don't have to think too much about push jobs and so on. Okay. What else do I need here? Which window I have? Can run different parts of the job based on that's done. Yes, but probably it is better to have separate repos. All include the jobs from a central repo. They don't even need to. So I in that case I can also say that. In this case, I could also say that in one repo I would include the CI called web. Let's say I have a repository to run the web-based tests, a repository to run the database tests, and then I could have separate YAML files, the runner info, instead of having in the same thing both of them, one of them, and then I wouldn't even need to play with these environment variables, because each CI job would execute. So a better way would be that web tests are in the web test repo, and the CI and the Git Lab CI YAML includes the file tests. Okay, and the same would be like this, database tests. Okay, so this way we have total separation, two repositories that the only thing that have the repository is this, okay, a GitLab CI YAML file and the 3 lines, okay, maybe not subgub, but maybe not GL try, but the central repository. And then in that repository we have a directory, let's say, called CI, and in there each test has its own file. So they don't, and then they don't need to have even the, and then each one can have just the code. They don't need the only thing. Okay, so that would be possible. And it's running again because it ran. It said 38 seconds ago, but in reality, it's not. That's not true. So that's so GitLab has a bug that when it shows the new jobs running, that's being updated, but these times are not. Anyone wants to open a ticket? I opened a couple of tickets to GitLab, and I'm not sure I liked the way they handled that. So one of them was like closed a few weeks or months later by saying, okay, now we can't reproduce this. Probably it was fixed by some other change. Well, and that was an error, a real error. And I mean, this is just not nice, but that was giving me an error. Okay. Yes, I can. Okay. Yes, I can. Okay. How to disable running a job when we push. Okay. And we can do this with the this one. I guess this. Shall I try this? So a job that runs always except when we push. Okay, let's try this one. Always except on push. Actually, I think this is not the right way. Let's try this, but and then I look up the other one. I think there is an except word there. Git add. Okay, so now this always thing, either like everything will fail, but so yes, this is this might be the right way to do this. We'll see. Yes, so I'm tired. It's 10 o'clock here, 10 p.m. And I was already working on the BDD thing in the morning for 2 hours, and what can I say, when I'm live, it's tiring. It's way more intensive, I think, than when I'm just... This was when I pushed down, when I just running. Okay, so the always run ran, and the runs on push ran, and the always but not on push didn't run. So not surprisingly. And then what do we have here? Pending, scheduled. I guess I will have to turn off these scheduled before we finish the video, so they won't keep running. So always except, okay, so that runs, the always run runs, of course, because it's always now. And the web test ran in this one. And in the other one was waiting, was pending. Okay, so it's pending. We'll see. Now it's not pending. It's done. Here, always except, always run, and the database test. Okay. So that's one way to do this. And the other way, let's rename this one. So this is the always only if not push. We don't need this run, straight to run, and always except on run. And this would be except and would be this. So just to play with this. Okay. Git. Both should behave the same, right? Just as one of them is a very positive way. I don't know which one is more positive. Only not, only if not, only if this doesn't equal this, or except when these are equals. Well, they should be the same. Okay, one more thing. Where is the file? Sorry, B3. How to require parameters and set default values. I don't think that I know how to pass parameter to CI job. In the web UI, we can do this. In the schedule and jobs, we can set these up, and I think in how to require parameters, I don't think that we can do this. Well, the way so the way I could do this is that in the job, I would say except if some variable, and then it would just not run. Or I could say let it run, but the first thing I do in the script is fail if the variable is not there. Okay, so let's do this. Let's first of all see if this worked. Okay, so this is what I think we just had. So it always run and runs on push. Okay, and I hope that the scheduler will run soon. I don't even need to wait for the scheduler. I can just run the pipeline myself. Always except and always only if. So both runs, and the always runs. Always runs. And I can also set up another one. So let's say expect param, and then I could set it up here, but then it would just not run. And people would not know why it's not running. Okay, so maybe what I need to do here is not. No, this is. I don't think that it has an explanation, so it doesn't really matter. I see it. We can also set things that they will run only if some files changed, which is nice. Huh? Okay, needs keyword. Oh. No, this is something else. Needs keyword to execute jobs out of order. Okay, so this can help us set up dependencies between jobs. That's not what. Not what I wanted now. Okay. I'm getting tired. The last thing I wanted, okay, so what I wanted to do except param is that it's not here, and it's here. So it says expected param I think if expected param, how do I write shell? I don't remember. If bash condition not bash. That's probably nice, but bash condition variable equals okay. So I need sorry, I got tired, so that's part of the reason I'm not talking much, because, well, I don't know if you can have it multi-line here. Let's see. GitLab CI config multi-line commands. Okay, but these are separate commands, no? I can even put it here, this before script. That's probably the best to put it here. And the before script can be and then I would say something like this: if expected param equal to, okay, the empty string, then, did I copy it properly? Echo missing expected param and exit 1. Okay, just to say something. Okay, so this should like fail now that I pushed it out, but just this job, because so it is going to be expected param is going to be equal to string rec empty string that would print out this thing and then exit this before script. Let's see if it works as I expected, or if I broke something. And these are after being tired. Sorry for that. But it's a nice experiment now, trying to do this late at night and showing that it's probably not working that well for me. Still have to do, okay, so something, okay, exactly what I was expecting, right? These two ran and passed, and this one, and let's see what's the story there. It says missing expected param. Okay, so let's give the expected param to it now. Let's go to the pipelines, and now also if this is executed by the scheduler, that would also, of course, fail. Or not if, but when. But I can also give it expected param, and here give anything. Okay, just to have something there. And now, well, it always except push, always only if not push, something like that was, okay, always run and expect param. So the expect param runs, the question whether it passes. It should now, because I provided the parameter. And then I think the last thing that I really need to get status, okay. We know how to require parameters, okay, but then there's no default. Okay, that's if we require, then there's no point of default. Okay. So the last thing that I would like to try, if I still have some energy, is to check, try to use the API. And that's going to be interesting. Okay, so how to run a job via the API. That's the last thing, and yeah. This is, yeah, so expected will print out EB before all this, because this is actually already the script. Yeah, okay. So I can do this as well, and it's going to be in these examples. So I'm going to use them in my slides. how to use this, how to use the API. So let me just remember one more thing. These were the push web scheduled. I have no idea what the external here, what the API is, probably the API, what the chat is. I guess you can run it from the chat. Web ID, merge request event, external pull request, trigger, pipeline. I don't understand what are these. Okay, GitLab CI run API, run API, okay, run pipeline, triggering pipeline through the API. Okay, let's try this one. Trigger, the following methods of authentication are supported. Trigger token, CI job token. If you use the CI pipeline source predefined environment variable to limit which options, the value could be either pipeline or trigger, depending on which trigger method is used. So this is not the API. It says API. Okay, whenever, whatever. It's so this is not API. It's either trigger or pipeline. It says. Unique trigger token can be obtained when adding a new trigger. Passing plain. Okay, let me try to do this for now in a second. Separate outside. Okay, I will show you once I see that this is not some private information. Actually, let's go this. Okay. It says we are having trouble because I can't add trigger, token, other project, adding a new trigger. Okay. No, this is just the picture of it. Okay. Go to the CI under. Okay, so this thing was just the explanation here. Okay, okay. This also applies when using a trigger token, CI job token. You can use a CI job token variable used to authenticate with GitLab container repository. Use the following cases when used with multiple project pipelines. CI job token. Lovely, it's masked. That's good, but what do I use here? Okay. Adding a new trigger. Settings, CI/CD under. Well, what can go wrong? Okay, settings. This is this project. Okay, this is not like, this is just this specific project. Go to CI/CD under triggers to settings CI/CD. That's where I went. No, settings. Okay, general, sorry. Settings, and then I clicked on CI/CD. Pipeline triggers, right? This is what we need. Add trigger button creates a new token which you can use to trigger a rerun of this particular project's pipeline. Where are all the other triggers here? Like 17. I don't understand. Sometimes these things disappear. Oh, okay. What is the trigger new? Okay. Pipeline triggers, expand, description. Twitch. Okay. So I have this trigger token. And now I can use, okay, I use curl, post trigger GitLab. Okay, it even included, I guess, the token. So I have export token equals to this string. And then I can, oh, but it's not, no, it's not the token. Where is the token? Post token? That's from, in example, replace token with the tree. Okay. Okay, so I could just paste it. I don't need that variable. I can just paste the whole thing like this. And minus f token. And here I copy the token itself. And ref name, which is probably master, right? Master. And then the URL, which, if I understand correctly, already includes the name of this current project. Okay, it said something. It sends me the favicon. Use webhook, and this is what we'll need. But for now, let's go to the pipelines. I open it now separately, so I'll have this still opened, and it's running. And well, okay, always run. And it's called CI pipeline trigger init. Okay, CI pipeline source is trigger now. Okay, so that's nice. And okay. And now this is the other thing, pass job variables. So I do this exposed token ref name, and I also add this one. Okay, so this should be the same call, but I also have this extra something variable, and now I already forgot what we needed here. Variable. So that's not what I wanted. This is what I wanted. And here I wanted to check. So just say expected param. Doesn't matter what. Expected param from command. Just so CI. Okay, curl. This is the expected param. Of course, the question's going to be, I know, but we have a, and remove the comment out. And this sent in another one. So this one, this job, so the one that we ran previously failed because the expected param failed. This one, I really hope that this doesn't fail. The one that's running now, because I pushed this out with the expected param. And it also failed. Expected param. Expected param. Expected param. And what about all the rest? Was this the trigger? This was the trigger. Okay. What does this even mean here? Equal true, variables, I don't know why is this one passed, so what happened? Maybe I clicked on the wrong button? Probably. Should have printed out the expected, and it's actually printed out here. Curl. Okay, so it worked. It just I just looked at the wrong output. So this one also is going to work, the one with the true, but I guess. So the schedules will fail, of course, and I guess I will just clicked on one of the schedules and failed. Okay, so I know how to trigger a job from an external API. That means that we can build a little nice UI for ourselves that allows the users to trigger an arbitrary job. We'll have this token for this. Let me copy paste this one. Okay, I can do this. It also sets the CI pipeline to trigger, so I can also do that. And what else? Yeah, and then all the rest comes from there. Okay, so what do I have to do? What is left to do now? Okay, so everything looks fine. How long did it take? An hour and 40 minutes. I'm still here. So the only thing I need to do now is to disable disable the two things, schedule jobs, remove them, let's deactivate them for now, see if that is what I hope it is. Okay, so this shouldn't work now, and I go to the settings where I had the triggers and I throw away the trigger. So you will break any process making use of it. Are you sure? Yes. So in case someone is watching this, they won't be able to trigger my jobs. And let's run this again to see what happens now. Message 404 not found. Why? Because why is it not found? Shouldn't be not allowed? Is it okay that it's returns not found? Let me just put it there. Okay, so I actually wonder what minus. Curl. How do I print out the curl print header? It's not the minus I. Use minus I, lowercase minus I maybe. I wanted to see whether, yeah. So it it still gives me 404. It's not just the JSON. So it gives me a 404. I don't think that's the correct answer. That's strange, but well, it's not found. Because the URL, I guess the URL is found. The URL is not, doesn't include the, or does it? Maybe. Why do we have this one? Oh, okay. Okay. follow in case the token is invalid. I thought that this number is just a project ID, so and probably it is. So it's sort of like it should be a user error, not a not found error, I think. But I don't understand it so well. Okay, what I wanted to see, so these are disabled pipelines. When were the last time they ran? Here, 5 minutes ago. So let's wait a few more minutes to make sure that it passes the 5 minutes that it used to send them, and then I can finish this one. So thanks for being with me. And I hope this also helped you. Any last words? Okay, well, it passed the 5 minute limit, so I guess it means that I managed to turn off the scheduled jobs, which is good because I don't want them to run. And that's it for now. Okay, so thank you for watching. Hope this helps some of you. And if you're watching it on YouTube, then follow me. And if you join the Twitch account where I stream the way I'm trying to figure out stuff, and then you can help. So see you.